In the last episode, I talked about becoming head chef. I believed that if I worked hard enough, I could finally stand on solid ground. But stability is never permanent. And this time, change came quickly. The kitchen was like a small factory. Each role was clearly defined. Dishwasher, vegetable prep, portioning station, deep fryer, and the wok chef. Being a chef was physically demanding. Heavy woks, high heat, long hours standing. It was rarely a role held by women. But through persistence and discipline, I earned that position. It was more than a job. It was proof. The fryer was the hardest station in the kitchen. The oil was heated to more than 170 degrees Celsius. At that temperature, even a small splash can burn the skin instantly. Every movement has to be steady. Too fast, and the oil erupts. Too slow, and the texture is lost. You learn to lower your hands carefully, to respect the heat, to control fear without showing it. Working the fryer is not dramatic. It is discipline. It is focus. It is standing in front of danger and doing your job anyway. My shift began by breaking down whole chickens. Each one had to be carefully separated, skin removed, bones trimmed. Once preparation was finished, then I stood 3 to 4 hours straight. I ring pieces into the oil. The owner knew exactly how long each box should take. We were not allowed to slow down. Even today, there is a faint scar on my wrist. Not just a burn mark, but a memory of heat. Then there was the wok. Chinese cuisine is built on wok hei, the breath of the wok. Learning to flip the pan was essential. But the true soul of the dishes was not the technique. It was the sauce. And the sauce belonged to the owner. Every day, he prepared it himself. Each container was labeled, which dish used which batch. Even as head chef, I did not know the exact proportions. In that era, recipes were currency. This was a common feature of immigrant businesses. Skills can be shared. Core knowledge is protected. That was when I understood something important. A job can help you survive, but it does not allow you to control your future. Within just 2 years, the owner transformed the restaurant into the best Chinese restaurant in the city. And at the peak of its success, he decided to sell it. Cash out, find another struggling restaurant. Renovate, build it up, sell again. It was a system, a fast cycle business model. At the time, I could not fully understand this way of thinking. Some people sell labor, some people build systems. One afternoon, the owner asked to speak with me. He told me he was selling the restaurant. The words felt like a sudden explosion. I knew what that meant. When new owners take over, the chef is often the first to be replaced. Suddenly, I was facing unemployment. The next day, I began looking for work. But this was a small town. There were only a few Chinese restaurants. Most were family-run businesses. Full-time positions were rare. Other industries preferred local workers. And my English was limited. The system was unfamiliar, my status still fragile. In that moment, I realized something clearly. Stability is temporary. For days, I kept thinking, maybe this was not only a crisis, maybe it was a turning point. Maybe it was time to return to school. But could I afford that risk? Could I step away from survival and choose something different? The kitchen had taught me efficiency. The fryer had taught me endurance. The sauce had taught me that value lies in what you control. And the sale of the restaurant taught me something deeper. True security does not come from a position. It comes from what cannot be taken away. When stability disappears, what choices remain? At that moment, I found myself standing at another crossroads. Continue working or begin learning again. This time, the decision would be mine. In the next episode, I will share what happened when I seriously considered going back to school. How do you weigh survival against the future? How do you take a risk when you have already rebuilt your life once? And what choice did I finally make? That story comes next.